You're watching the Harry Potter Alliance on the internet. And now a word from our spokesperson, Harry Potter.
Hey, Harry Potter here for Project for Awesome. Storytime. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. JK. This biography is highly sensationalized. I mean, it says that I have black hair for Pete's sakes. Though, shout out to my biographer JK Rowling for protecting my identity so I can go out in the muggle streets and not be mobbed by swarms of fans. But today, I do want to tell you the story of how I got to Hogwarts. Cause see, today on YouTube is a thing called Project for Awesome, which is a day devoted to spreading awareness about our favorite charities. And naturally, my favorite charity is the Harry Potter Alliance. Now, before you start thinking that I have an ego the size of the giant squid, in my defense, the Harry Potter Alliance was not named after me. It was actually named after my great-great-grandfather, Harold Potter, a noted philanthropist. I'm just their current spokesman because Hermione told me it would look good to have some community service on my Auror application. Because apparently, my usual videos about my fantasy Quidditch league don't serve the community. But anyways, the Harry Potter Alliance is a nonprofit that uses the magic of stories to affect social change. And they have done all kinds of things, like registering people to vote, phone banking for marriage equality, donating hundreds of thousands of books around the world, fighting for fair wages, speaking up for net neutrality, and even getting the producers of my biopics to make all of the chocolate made in mine and my great-great-grandfather Harold's name to be ethically sourced. Pretty cool, right? It's almost like they don't need my name to be successful. I mean, my great-grandfather Harold's name. So this year, the HPA turned 11 years old, and it kind of got me thinking about when I turned 11 a few years ago. To be honest, my life was pretty dark back then. And not just because I lived in a cupboard. I didn't really fit in, and I didn't have anybody to talk to because the Dursleys thought that I was just this annoying and foul thing that they had to put up with. I mean, right before I turned 11, they punished me with the longest stay in my cupboard ever. I was seriously starting to think that there was no hope left for me. And then something amazing happened. I got a letter. Like real old style letter in the actual mailbox. And I knew it had to be something special because the Dursleys were trying so hard to keep it from me. And I tried sneaking a letter as more and more of them were delivered, but Uncle Vernon was always just one step ahead of me. But eventually, after a ton of effort from the stupid Dursleys to keep my letters from me, Hagrid turned up and gave me my letter. He told me that I'm a wizard, and he scared the Dursleys into behaving, and then he took me to go get my school supplies, and he told me all about the wizarding world, and he gave me my ticket to get to Hogwarts. He even made me my first ever birthday cake. Well, I mean, I guess I probably had a birthday cake on my first birthday, but I can't ask my parents because Voldemort killed them. Anyways, if it wasn't for Hagrid and for Dumbledore or whoever it was at Hogwarts that was sending me those letters, and for Mrs. Weasley for telling me how to get onto platform 9 3/4, I wouldn't have made it to Hogwarts. I'd still be wandering around King's Cross Station with Hedwig, or maybe even still in my cupboard, only being let out to like clean up after Dudley. That was the best birthday of all time, and I've been remembering it a lot as the Harry Potter Alliance has been celebrating their 11th birthday. I mean, okay, sure, they're a non-profit, not like an actual person that can attend a magical school, but a lot of their members talk about how learning how to be wizard activists and being a part of this community has been a lot like getting a Hogwarts letter. The HPA has done a lot already, but there is so much that they can do in the future, like hitting their goal of 1 million books donated around the world. I think one loan from Hermione would probably do that. Running the Granger Leadership Academy for years to come. Writing me a letter of recommendation for my Auror application. And continuing their new Neville Fights Back campaign to keep the resistance alive at Hogwarts in face of some Umbridge-style leaders. But just like I needed Hagrid and Dumbledore and the Weasleys and Professor McGonagall and so many others to help me get to Hogwarts, the HPA needs your help to continue moving forward and doing all of that cool stuff. And I need them to keep existing so I can get that community service credit and don't have to start getting good grades in potions class instead. Because we all know that's not gonna happen. So please vote for the Harry Potter Alliance in Project for Awesome. And if you can, maybe consider throwing some galleons their way too. And then get involved. We need everyone we can fighting the dark forces in our world. I can't fight Voldemort on my own, but luckily, I don't think I'll have to. So until next time, DFTBA! Wait, the prophecy says I do have to fight Voldemort on my own? What the heck?
Do it for me. Do it for the kids, do it for charity. I do it for the HPA.